Okay, let's all sit down, find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes, place your hands over your knees, and just feel your weight on the mat. Make a commitment to yourself that for the next 30 minutes you are here, you are present. If anything comes up, like your to-do list or a thought or a distraction or a sensation, just kind of like come back to your breath and bring your awareness right now to your hands and your feet. Your fingers, if it helps, you can wiggle. And then big belly breath in, breathe out. Place your hand right in front of you, like as if you were, pretend like this is a mirror, or pretend like you want to fog up the mirror. You may open your eyes. And then just try to do it. Just go, and now try to do it with your lips sealed. That's the breath that you want to keep as we flow, because it keeps you warm and it keeps your core engaged. So it's a big belly breath. All right. Roll your shoulders up and away from your ears a couple times. And then switch, come forward. Let's do a couple of seated cat-cows. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, belly out. If it helps, you may look up slightly, but don't add any pressure to the back of your neck. Exhale, round your back and bring your chin towards your chest, shoulders forward. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up your chest, widen your collarbone. Exhale, round your back, belly in and up towards your rib cage, chin to chest. One more round, inhale, exhale. Come to a neutral spine. Take a big belly breath in. Exhale through your nose. And make your way to child's pose. Big toes touch, knees are wide, fingers wide. And now walk your hands towards the right side. Feeling that side body stretching. Come back to center, walk your hands to the left. Come back to center, curl your toes under and send your hips high, downward facing dog. First down dog, so let's walk our dog. First of all, spread your fingers wide and then start kind of like bending one knee at a time or both knees, sending your hips from one side and then the next. Stretching and engaging your core. You want a micro bend in your elbows and a micro bend in your knees so that you're not locking anything. Now bring your rib cage closer to your thighs and then walk your feet towards your hands. Ragdoll, grab opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Flatten your back in ragdoll and then forward fold. Shake your head no and nod your head yes. Let go of your elbows and come all the way up, extended mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart center, spread your fingers wide. Ground down the four corners of your feet, lift your toes and set them gently on the mat. Now think about your inner ankles, bring them down, press them down, and then think about your skin, your outer layer, and then your muscle and your bones, and I want you to hug everything in, and then reach both hands up, fingers wide, shoulders up and away from your ears so that your chest is nice and open, and then forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Mountain pose, reach. So we're gonna do a sun salutation modified, and then you're welcome to do the full sun salutation. But the first one I'm gonna show, it's gonna be modified. So forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. High to low push up, and if you wanna modify your knees, find the mat, shift forward, and then let your chest find the mat. And then cobra pose, you guys could do up dog. And then instead of down dog, you can always take yourself back to child's pose. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. Lift your heels high, inhale, bend your knees low, exhale, travel forward. Flatten your back, breathe in. Hinge at your hips, breathe out. Mountain pose, reach. So now you know how to intensify. Intensifying is hugging everything in. Modifying is letting your knees and your chest find the mat. So let's do a couple of these. Actually, more than a couple of these. You ready? Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low push up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jumper step. Halfway lift. Forward fold, mountain pose, reach and stretch. Forward fold, exhale. Lift halfway, breathe in. Plant your hands high to low push up. Upward facing dog, proud chest forward. Downward facing dog, send your heels down to the ground. Inhale fully, sigh it out. Heels up, knees low, jumper step forward. Flatten, fold, mountain pose, root to rise. So start from the ground and build your pose up. Forward fold, exhale. Lift halfway, breathe in. Plant your hands, high to low push up and exhale on your way down. Inhale, heart forward, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Heels high, knees low, jump, step. Flatten your back, forward fold, mountain pose, reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, high to low push up. Up dog, inhale, down dog, exhale. So remember to keep your core tight. Give yourself a break here by spreading your fingers wide, spreading your toes wide, and trying to sink your heels down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend, travel forward. Halfway lift, breathe in, forward fold, breathe out, mountain pose, reach. Fold, exhale. Flatten, inhale, chaturanga. Heart forward, thighs up, hips back, heels down. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Lift your heels, bend your knees, travel. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, reach. Everyone feeling their heartbeat? Forward fold, exhale. Flatten your back. Chaturanga. I was kind of hoping someone shook their head. Upward facing, breathe in. Downward facing, breathe out. Take 2 breaths. You can always give your wrists a break by taking dolphin pose like so. So now we're going to slow down. And you're going to feel every transition and really try to make your inhales and your exhales longer. All right? Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Step this time. Flatten your back, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Nice and slow, extended mountain pose. Forward fold, hinge at your hips. Feel every muscle, every bone. Flatten your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Plant your hands high to low push up, nice and slow. Hold your low push up. Press your chest through your hands, up dog. Send your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Heels super high, knees really low, jumper step forward. Flatten your back, forward fold. Mountain pose, reach. Cactus arms, back bend. Inhale, reach up, look up. Hinge at your hips as you exhale. Flatten your back as you inhale. Plant your hands, high to low push up. Upward facing dog, listen to your body here. Downward facing dog. If you need to soften and modify, modify. If you need to take child's pose for a break, take child's pose. If you need more, keep breathing in and out your nose for that Ujjayi victory breath. Inhale. Exhale. Heels high, knees low, jumper step. Flatten your back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Mountain pose, reach. Chair pose. Bring your hands back so that you're in a charging chair. Lift your heels. Come back to regular chair. Forward fold, exhale. Flatten your back, breathe in. chaturanga. Exhale on your way down. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hips back. Right heel high to the sky. Bring your foot in between your thumbs. Warrior one. Pivot your back heel. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's keep flowing. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Left side. Left heel high. Bring your foot in between your thumbs. Back heel down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, flow. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Side out. Heels up, knees low, go. Halfway. Fold. Chair pose. Charging chair pose, actually. Regular chair pose. Let your heels find the mat. Forward fold. Let go. Lift halfway, breathe in, chaturanga, high. Upward facing dog, proud chest forward. Downward facing dog, send your hips back. Big toes touch. Right heel high to the ceiling. Knee to nose. Squeeze your belly tight and then plant your foot. Back heel down, warrior, inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, flow. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Left heel high. Knee to nose. Warrior one. Inhale, come up. So your hips are squared. Stay for the exhale. And then lift higher as you look up. Hands to the mat. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Everyone take child's pose. Big toes touch, knees are wide. Catch your breath. So if you don't want your forehead on the mat, you can always press your chin, and then it's a different kind of stretch. Lift up to tabletop, and then straight into downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank. Do a high to low push-up, come back up. Back to down dog. Plank. Exhale, push up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. High to low push-up. Lift back up. Down dog. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Lift. Down dog. Let's do 5 more. Match your movement to your breath. Shift forward, lower down, come back up, downward facing dog. Stretch the backs of your thighs here. Shift forward, chaturanga, lift up, down dog. 2 more, you guys. Shift forward, chaturanga, exhale, inhale, lift, exhale, down dog. Last one, make it count. Chaturanga. Lift up, downward facing dog. Now take child's pose, good job. Feels good, right? Feel the burn? All right. So walk your hands to the right side of the mat and then walk your hands to the left. And then come up to tabletop. And then we're gonna kind of like do kind of like an organic movement here, like circles, just kind of like stretching our sides, our hips. It could be a full circle, it could be a half circle. And also listen to your body, right? It could be robotic, it could be nice and graceful, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you need right now after those chaturangas, right? So get your toes to be flat and then tuck them under and do this a couple times. And then turn your wrists out. So do this, if you can only go this far with it being comfortable, you can stay here. If you can go all the way, you can do it. Keep your toes flat on the mat and then slightly get your hips closer to your heels and back. Not forcing anything. You're not looking for any sharp electricity-like sensation. You just want like a slow burning. Come back to center. Thread the needle, right hand first. You can take a half bind if it feels good. Come back to center. Thread the needle on the left. And you can take a half bind. Come back to center. And back to our home base, downward facing dog. Bring your right heel, your big toes to touch, your right heel high, and then bring that right foot outside both hands, like so. And then shift your weight back and forth. You have the option to let your back knee find the mat here for a stretch. Come back to center, get your big toes to keep touching, and then knees out and keep your heels in. And then let's do the same thing on the other side, left heel high, left foot outside both hands. Option to drop your back knee, shift your weight back and forth if you're not dropping that back knee. Back to center, bend your knees, knees out, heels in. Back to downward facing dog. Your legs are about hip width distance. Your hands are shoulder width. Take 2 breaths. Lift your heels high, bend your knees low, travel forward. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, chair pose, regular chair. Let's hold this for 5 breaths. So tuck your tailbone, belly in and up towards your rib cage, arms by your ears. Sit low. Shift your weight towards your heels. 3 more breaths. One more breath. Fold forward. Tap your thighs, squeeze your legs. Flatten your back to reset. Forward fold. Flatten your back one more time. High to low push-up. Option to modify. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior 1, inhale. Hands to the mat, exhale on your way down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right away, left side. Exhale, hands down. You're matching every pose to your inhales and your exhales. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. How are you guys feeling? Yeah? Inhale fully, exhale fully, and walk your feet towards your hands, nice and slow. When you get to the top of your mat, do a big toe hold. Wiggle your feet apart. Peace fingers to big toes, elbows wide. Rib cage to thighs. So bend your knees if you need to do that. And then gently straighten the backs of your legs. Let your upper body hang. And if you need to shake your head, roll out your neck, you can do that. Let go of your toes, slide your hands, gorilla pose, under your feet. Same thing, start with your knees bent and then gently straighten. You can wiggle your toes too. It's also like a wrist massage. But try to slide your hands all the way in as much as possible. Look in between your thighs. Let go. Flatten your back, wiggle your feet back together. Forward fold, flatten your back, top of the push-up. Stay here. Core is tight. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Shift forward into your tippy toes, low push-up. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump into a squat. Hands at your heart center. Plant your hands, straighten your legs, pivot your feet. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Think about your hips, so hinge at your hips, tilt that pelvis. Flatten your back, wiggle your feet back together, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, so big toes touch actually. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump into a squat. Stay in your squat. And now come up for wide-legged mountain pose. Hands at your heart center. Hands back up. So reach as if you were trying to reach the ceiling, as if your toes or your toes were lifting up and your fingertips are lifting up here. And then take all of that energy, hands at your heart center, yogi squat. So here, use your elbows and your triceps to gently press your knees away from you, away from each other. Wide-legged fold. Wiggle your feet together. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, fold. Flatten one more time. High to low push-up. Keep your low push-up. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Walk your hands towards your feet. Flatten your back. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Mountain pose. Reach. Hands at your heart center. Look at your fingertips. Remember at the beginning of class how I said to ground down the four corners of your feet and start from the bottom, build it up, root to rise. So think about a tree, right? The roots are deep. So you want to ground down, use as much real estate as you can, and then set your toes gently on the mat. Shift your weight towards your heels and squeeze everything in towards the center of your body. Nice, your chest just went. Nice. Look at your fingertips and press your palms together. Lift your hands, keep your palms together. Lower them down. Lift them up. Lower down. Lift them up, keep all of that, and then spread them out. Forward fold, yeah. Lift halfway, forward fold. Lift halfway, top of the push-up. Let's do some plank jacks. So step your feet apart and step or jump for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to your belly. Take an ear down, hands by your side where they're comfortable. And then feel your body rise with your inhale and get closer to your mat with your exhale. Relax your hands, relax your toes, your fingers. Switch ears. Again, big belly breath. Feel your body rising and falling. Bring your chin to the mat. Interlace your hands behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, lift. Airplane arms, lift higher. Lower down. Relax. Bend your knees. Squeeze, grab anything you can grab. So even if you can only grab one foot, squeeze your knees together. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, floor bow, lift. Stay for the exhale. Lift higher, lower down. Relax here. Take a couple breaths. And then flip over. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And then sway from side to side. Lift your legs up. Flex your toes towards your face. Reach both hands towards the front. Shoulders come off the mat. Belly is tight. Hover your left leg and scissor your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in. Lift your legs up. Let's scissor some more. Shoulders off the mat. Reach your hands forward. Fingers are wide. And scissor your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in. Bring your right knee towards you and let your left leg relax. Let your knee fall over to one side and then to the other side. Let your right leg relax. Bring your left knee in. Let it fold over to the right for a supine twist. Now let it fold over to the left. Come back to center. Bring both knees in, flex your toes, and then I want you to keep a 90-degree bend in your knees, and then press your thighs with your palms, and then push back with your thighs towards your hands. So your shoulders should be off the mat, and you should really feel this in your low belly. I want to see everyone shaking. Nice. Full body stretch. Shake your head, wiggle, shimmy, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Lift your legs back up. The last set of abs, so rock up and down. So you're gonna lift your lower back and then lower. You can do this with your hands by your side or kind of like under your lower back. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Keep going. We're not counting, we're breathing. Bring your knees towards your chest. And take a reclined butterfly, but with your feet up. So it's a modification on your butterfly. All right, here, try to keep your shoulders on the mat, and if you can't reach your feet, you can always grab any part of your leg. If you can, grab the outside of your feet, straighten one leg, and then the other, transitioning into happy baby. You can straighten both legs. And now take your final reclined butterfly. Heels in, knees out. Place your hands wherever they're comfortable. Close your eyes and take a moment to appreciate every single part of your body. Relax the muscles on your face. Take a big belly breath. Exhale it out. You're welcome to stay here, or you can extend your legs for your final resting pose, corpse pose. Let's all inhale together for 3, 2, 1. Exhale together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Blink a couple times. Open your eyes. Allow your awareness to include the people around you, the objects around you, and you can come up to your seat. You're done with your practice.